Okay, welcome everybody to the 2026-2027 school year. I'm Deb Larson. I'm the District Literacy Coordinator.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lexi Vandenheuvel, our District Math Coordinator.
And Lexi and I are here today to share some updates for both literacy and math. So we're going to start first with the literacy updates. Those updates include the 26-27 pacing guides, updated cover sheets, new this year, some spelling guidance, a return to our modification site and take a look at the summaries, an addition of activity book modification tool that will be helpful to you, an independent reading guide, and the demo access to the Amplify 3.0 digital resources. All right, from here, I'm going to be doing some navigating in our district warehouse. So in order to share these updates, we are going to go to our curriculum warehouse. So you will log in through MySP, and then you will go ahead and scroll down to our curriculum warehouse. Most of you are very familiar with navigating to these resources. So from our curriculum warehouse, you will go directly to the curriculum overviews and the elementary curriculum overviews. I'm going to pick grade 3 for this demonstration and click on the ELA tile. From here, you pop out this little gray box here so that you can see all the tabs to the left-hand side. So we'll just wait for those to pop up, and then I'll get started with the first update. So over here on the left, you will see our updated ELA 2026-2027 pacing guides. This happens to be obviously third grade because I'm demonstrating third grade. So they look very similar to last year. They have the Amplify CKLA logo over here, so you know that you're in literacy. All right. The second thing I want to highlight in the curriculum overviews is the cover sheets. So you will be able to access the cover sheets by going to this page here and clicking down on this bottom part of the table that says third grade cover sheets for this grade level. They look very similar to last year. And just pointing out that they've been updated. So I'm going to click on Unit 2 of third grade, Animal Classification. All right, so they've all been updated. They've all been translated for this school year. All right, so from there, back to the curriculum overview. Something new this year in the curriculum overview for third grade is, let me share this tab, is some spelling guidance. So you will see from the left-hand bar over here, spelling guidance for 2026-2027 has been added. So there was a small team that came together last spring that worked on what does science of reading tell us about what spelling instruction should look like for students in K-5, and then what does Amplify CKLA have for our resources, and then we married those two. So you will be able to see that there's beliefs around spelling instruction. What are the core expectations for your grade level? What other additional teaching opportunities might be available to you with high leverage routines, and then other resources to support you. So this is true of every grade level, that this spelling guidance has been added to the curriculum overviews. All right, from there, the next highlight or next update that I would like to share with you is the reminder of the modification website. So I am currently in the third grade ELA curriculum overview, and at the top of every grade level's overview is the link to the modification site. So you want to make sure that as you are approaching a unit, that you go into the modification site at your grade level and you go into that unit's modification summary, right? Because you want to make sure with new student materials that may be arriving, right? If you have a colleague who is new to your team, that you're being supportive of them as well, and you're going into that modification summary to just review it, to take a look at what in the teacher guide needs to be modified. And you're taking a look at your teacher guide and saying, is that done? Am I ready to go with the modifications that need to happen for this unit? And it's just a nice refresher for you as well. Okay, so from there, let me see, I'm going to go back to this, to our curriculum warehouse and third grade. Another update related to modifications, if you scroll down on the left-hand side past each grade level, and you go down to district ELA resources, I'm going to click on that. And from the district ELA resources, you'll see our vision statement. You'll also see our standards, resources, and steering committee work. When you click on the 4K through 5 resources tile, you will see those updates that I've already referenced. There's a link to the modification website. There's a scope and sequence of all the units, K5, for you to see other grade levels and what units they have across the year. That's a really nice tool. The pacing guides I referenced, the cover sheets, that spelling guidance. And then this is new. This activity book modification directions one-pager is brand new. And this was created so that you could see, especially grades 3, 4, and 5, all of the activity book modifications that need to take place. And if you have someone at your site, possibly an instructional assistant, or you have other volunteers, you might call on them to say, can you go to my activity books for, say, Empires in the Middle Ages Part 1 and remove this or cross out this, right? So all these directions are here for each grade level for across the units across the year. This is it. So it's really a nice little handy tool that you might consider having someone use even in these welcome back days or those first couple weeks of school, as people might have the time to do that. All right, and then finally for literacy, one last thing. I will go back to these resources, this resource page. There's this independent reading guide. So by now you are aware that we will no longer have Lexia as a digital tool this year. And so you may be wondering, what other tools do we have at our fingertips to support our students with reading? And this allows us the perfect opportunity to have kids be in books and do independent reading. So there's an independent reading guide linked in here. I'm not going to click on it and show you everything. You can do that. It comes directly from the 3rd edition of CKLA. So there's that. Also, I said it was my last thing, but one more thing since it's here. We all know that in each unit or in each grade level, there are 2 to 3 units of the 3rd edition. And so here on the screen, you can see that you have access digitally to CKLA 3.0. So here is how you log in and you're able to access some of those professional resources. Those are just for you. They are not student-facing materials. So everything is here. It should be a one-stop shop. Please reach out to me, your coach, if you have any questions related to these updates that I have shared. From here, I'm going to turn it over to Lexi to talk about the math updates.
Thank you, Deb. All right, everyone, I am going to stop and share my screen as we flip over to think about year 1 of implementation of iReady Classroom Mathematics. So we've had an amazing summer team. Many of our math steering committee members have been helping to ensure that our curriculum overviews are ready for you to use this fall as companion documents to your iReady teacher guides, both physical and in the digital platform. So we're back on the curriculum warehouse, and we know here that we can navigate to the curriculum overviews as Deb was just sharing, elementary, and then click on one of these grade levels, select math, And we can pop this open with this gray square. And here we'll see a sample of a curriculum overview that are ready for all of your grade levels. Content has been updated from the course information as well as your essential standards by unit. iReady has a different notation for what those standards look like within those units. So you'll see a little snip at the top telling you if it's a focus, developing, or an applied standard and what that means. So you can scroll down to see when do our essential standards show up within the iReady units, and what are we expecting kids to know and do with those skills and standards. This next tab here is the pacing guide. You will notice it looks very similar to our ELA pacing guide. So hopefully that feels nice and familiar for educators. We have included lesson 0. So as you get that started, that first or maybe second day of school, those are included in here, as well as your iReady Inform, those assessment days with iReady. You'll see the P for pause days that you can talk about as a PLT and utilize within that unit. But these are all updated and even color-coded to match the color of your iReady teacher guide. The next tab here is the assessment overview. You can take a look at all the cover sheets here, but you'll also probably mainly be seeing those within your units. So if I go to the Unit 1 tab, you're going to see what are the big skills that we're working on in this unit, what lessons are they going to show up in, what are the essential standards I need to ensure each and every student is learning, where to find the language, the academic language within this unit. You'll notice again, as I shared earlier, this is a companion to your iReady teacher guide. We want you in that every day as you're learning the design of this resource. So here you'll see that we've noted which pages you'll go to within your resource to find the academic language and instructional strategies to support you and students with that. The assessment evidence then is where you're going to find those end of unit common assessments that we'll use across our entire system. So you can link into the assessment folder to see all of those assessments, including your first unit. So if I click on that, I can see here is the 3rd grade Unit 1 assessment for iReady. So all of those are in there, and then those companion cover sheets, if we click on that, we can go into Unit 1, and it's going to show us what are the essential standards, what are the items that relate to that particular standard, and the proficiency level. So those have been updated for you as well, and are ready for your PLTs to discuss how you want to take care of printing those together. A couple other resources here at the bottom of your curriculum overviews within those units, some continuing resources that we've had in the past as you continue to learn about all of the things that iReady will offer you. So that's a little bit about our curriculum overviews, our common assessments, and our cover sheets. The other piece I want to share with you for math is thinking about your manipulatives and the student work text that you're going to have in your classrooms. So this year we have purchased manipulative classroom kits for every classroom. Those come in 1 clear bin for 1st and kindergarten and 2 bins for 2nd through 5th grade. In addition, we also purchase materials kits for kindergarten and 1st grade who do very frequent math centers. And so to support some of that prep, we have purchased those for you as well. So those should already be in your buildings, ready for you to start looking at and organizing and discussing how you might organize those so that they're very accessible to students as you're planning about a week ahead or a lesson ahead to see what manipulatives kids are going to need access to. In addition, students are going to have 2 what iReady calls work texts We might think of them more like workbooks. So students have 2 workbooks for the year. Teams can think about where to store that volume 2 until it's needed. But those are going to help for access for all of our kids. A lot of those problems, the try it problem, for example, that you'll show on your iReady slide, it's going to be right there for the kids to see within their workbooks as well. The last thing I want to share with you related to math updates is going to go back to our curriculum warehouse and scrolling down right underneath on the left-hand side here, the ELA resources is a math resource website. And we're going to go into implementation resources. And here you can see we've got lots of different quick links for you to access as we enter year 1 of iReady implementation. We have the iReady teacher Padlet. That's something that our iReady professional development staff is curating specifically for us in Sun Prairie. So that's quick access for you there. We have your iReady teacher guardrails. That is your teacher must-dos. So if you're wondering how do I know if I'm successful in year 1 of implementation, you can look at some of these pieces and say, I'm on track here. I'm doing these things as I try this new resource, and that will help you to stay on track there. Classroom walkthrough tool, as we support you and come into your classrooms to coach and learn this new resource together, is also here next to the teacher guardrails. There's a little bit of information here about iReady Inform. That is the assessment our students will take 3 times a year. For 1st through 5th grade, they're going to take that right away, very end of the 1st week or the 2nd week of school. So you want to take a peek at that and make sure that you're ready and that your students are ready. There's resources that include student presentations within this document, as well as the assessment dates, which are also mirrored on our district assessment calendar. Kindergarten, you're going to wait until the end of the month to start iReady Inform, so you've got a little bit of time there. If you scroll down a little here, you'll see there's some pieces for leaders. One is a quick PD calendar, but that's nice for you as well to know that our professional development and support of you this year for implementation is happening over the course of this year and into the next year. So we're going to continue to learn about this together. I want to invite you to let go of the perfection that we sometimes feel in wanting to do the very best every day and embrace what it feels like to learn and grow each day with something that's new and different. And know that we are here to support you and just finding joy in mathematics and having fun with your students this year. With that, Deb, I think we are ready to close this video. I will stop sharing. We want to wish you all a very wonderful school year.
Great year, everyone. Reach out if you need anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.